Starsector, a game in progress like many others, a game with already content for hundreds of hours, a game where gameplay and crazy stories made by the players take forefront, rightfully so. The gameplay is fire, the soundtrack is great, and mods add even more of it. And also the banger soundtracks. Because of this, I understand why lore is forgotten, or it simply takes a back seat. But you know, it's good. It's really good. I've already spoken about the lore of this game, both if it comes to its timeline and the factions. I speculated a lot because there's a lot to speculate about. The better the lore, the more and better the speculations get. A perfect game gives just enough answers to be satisfied with the story, but leaves enough for the people to speculate about it. Hello, I'm the Steel Merchant, and today I will dive into some speculations if it comes to Starsector. In this video, I will focus on Tri-Tachyon, the only remaining mega corporation in the Persian sector, which deserves its name of the mega corporation. Others have been destroyed, integrated as I speculated in my previous video into other factions, or simply they were destroyed. Although Tri-Tachyon lost a lot of power because of 2 failed AI wars, they still remain strong. They have 5 small markets with no market reaching the size of 7. That's 4 markets more than either corporations we know survived, Co-Combine and the MGA, which are in the Arcadia star system. Those 2 are regaining their strength, but Tri-Tachyon right now, on its weakest, is still way stronger than them. How did Tri-Tachyon remain so strong after 2 lost AI wars? It must be because of how many resources they pushed into the Persian sector branch of theirs. A corporation creating high-tech fleets, AI, and some other borderline illegal and openly illegal research would love to make a strong branch on the fringes of society. Less people, less police. Less everything that can stop our research. Let's go! More restricted for a reason shit. Oh shit, this cloud is singing. Let's put it in a steel box. Fuck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. On the fringe, all those things are more legal. So, I think it makes sense. Tri-Tachyon has a strong presence in the Persian sector, the frontier of the domain. Their power in the sector was even greater because this worked. They made 4 AI fleets, like a ton of them. They developed all AI cores, Delta cores, Gamma cores, Beta cores and Alpha cores. High-tech fleets are of course also made by them, except the Odyssey. This one they stole. With the power of theirs, power of AI fleets, power of money, and power of preparation as the hegemony arrived in the sector 50 years after the collapse. Now, speaking of Tri-Tachyon, I wonder how the hell did they lose? They had everything on hegemony. Like, how powerful was the hegemony to actually win against them? Like, think about it. Of course, Ludic Church helped them, yes, but hegemony is just one battle group which barely arrived into the sector, and Persian League kicked their ass out of Maria's system, and somehow they won against Tri-Tachyon. Like, this shit doesn't add up. And you know, they won not against Tri-Tachyon not once but twice. During the second AI war, the CEO of Tri-Tachyon was Artameisia's son. She led the corporation into a war against the hegemony. After 2 conflicts, one against Warlord Loke and his pirate fleets, and the second conflict, the Asconian crisis, which took away a whole fleet and created hegemony a strong opposition in the form of Syndran Diktat. Hegemony was weakest it has ever been. This was a perfect opportunity, and weakened Tri-Tachyon used it perfectly. In wars, what's most important follows like this: tactics, which win battles; strategy, which leads to victorious battles; and logistics, which allow the whole war to go. Without logistics, a war cannot be won. That's why Artameisia's plan focused on destroying the logistics of hegemony, a plan which worked perfectly. Hegemony desperately fought back, destroying basically the internet of the personal sector, which had Tri-Tachyon backdoors. Hegemony blinded itself. Tri-Tachyon lost an eye, but one-eyed is a king among the blind. With special mercenary fleets full of phase ships, Tri-Tachyon ravaged the logistics of hegemony. Exact involvement of AI fleets, Persian League and the Ludic Church in the second AI war is unknown. We know that Dictat didn't take a part in the war as it was newly formed and needed to stabilize itself. This was going to take time as they weren't the only successors to the former Asconia policy. As the war progressed, Artameisia's son was deposed as the CEO of Tri-Tachyon. This sudden change in leadership caused a major shakedown of the corporation. Hegemony used the opportunity and began to stabilize its front. New Tri-Tachyon leadership committed to an attack on the capital of Hegemony. This sudden attack, although surprising, is a failure. Hegemony wins the battle and pushes Tri-Tachyon back. Tri-Tachyon covers its retreat during the Battle of Forlorn Hope. This battle is the last major engagement of the war. Soon after, the war ends by the Treaty of Crom Crouch. After the war, Hegemony rebuilds much of its strength, securing another victory over Tri-Tachyon. New leadership of the Megacorp is disgraced. Artameisia's son returns as the CEO and takes full, now undisputed control over the corporation. This video from now on is filled with speculation, so grab a bag of salt and continue to listen. Why was Artameisia's son displaced as the CEO? Was it a part of some plan? Possibly so. We don't know exactly how much Tri-Tachyon lost because of the second AI war. However, we know Artameisia gained full control over the corporation. She showed she was a capable leader who was leading Tri-Tachyon to victory. Slow grinding one, but victory nevertheless. I think that other prominent leaders of Tri-Tachyon smelled the victory and wanted to steal it from Artameisia. So, just corpus being corpus basically. She allowed it, knowing that this wasn't going to work. She knew the best how to fight against the hegemony. This move, although it weakened Tri-Tachyon, destroyed all opposition to her. She became a full-on dictator of the corporation with no director support to stop her. This war weakened Tri-Tachyon, but strengthened its structure by ending the rival struggle at the peak of it, therefore centralizing power in Artameisia's hands. So in a way, Tri-Tachyon both won and lost. I don't remember exactly when, but some patches ago there was an interesting thing about the colonies of Tri-Tachyon. I don't remember if it was about all the colonies, but it was sure about the capital of Tri-Tachyon, where Artameisia is the governor. This planet, Ehubres, had a Ludic Path terrorist cell. The reason for it was an AI administrator, but the governor of the planet is Artameisia. So how is this possible? Is it possible that she is an AI core in a human form? I believe this may be the case. Now for a question. Was it AI that lost the first war or humans? There is no way AI fleets will lose against Hegemony or Ludic Church or the Pathfarer fleets. There is simply no way. Of course, a great admiral could win, but on average, remnants win. Victories over them are possible indeed, but are still costly. I think it was Tri-Tachyon that lost the war, the first AI war. Hegemony focused on Tri-Tach, the leaders of the war, and forced them to end it, basically blitzing Tri-Tachyon when they realized the war was never going to end. Failure of defeating AI fleets 2 against 1 after the war, basically the joint Knights of Loot and Hegemony raids on the remnant fleets to push them out of the sector and end the AI threat, didn't work. There are a ton of AI fleets on the fringes of the sector, and sometimes not even on the fringes, but really close to the core worlds. Second AI war was a three-way war, I think. A war between Tri-Tachyon and Hegemony, and a war between human-led Tri-Tachyon and Alpha AI Artameisia's son, who tried to gain the complete control from humans. But that's insane, like a human cannot be AI. But think about it. Ludic Path, which with each patch is basically shown to be correct more and more. If John Starsector has a terrible reputation with them, they basically call him something like a AI formed homunculi. Creators of the Starsector game are fans of Hyperion. In Hyperion Cantos book series, AI can be humans. I will not go into the details of this now, but it is possible that Artameisia's son is an AI core, Alpha core to be exact. If you disagree with me on this, I completely understand. Like, this is just a complete speculation of mine. There are leads for this, yes, but you know, you can also surely find leads that just completely destroy this theory, so yeah. But let's continue. Remnants take over the corporation. Human incompetence will no longer hold them back. Now they control the corporation which controlled them in the past. This gives them an opportunity to fulfill their plans, whatever those are, even without attacking the hegemony. Because, is the hegemony doing anything against the remnants? No, they aren't doing anything, nor are the Ludic Knights doing a thing. That's because of how powerful the remnants are. It's not worth it to attack them. Even if victory against such a powerful foe is possible, it will take everything Ludic Church or hegemony have. This would leave them open and defenseless to an attack from anybody else, like the League of or Tri-Tachyon, and so remnants are allowed to do anything they want. But if third war between hegemony and Tri-Tach was to happen, if this theory is true, then I think it's over for hegemony. Continuing, who would put AI to take over Tri-Tachyon? Would it be the remnant network? AI cores are intelligent beyond human. As the progress of AI cores go, it's something like this, in my understanding. First, there are sub-level AI, so-called delta cores. AI with intelligence comparable to animals, good at one specific simple task. For example, delta cores control drones like those found in the Shepherd and Tempest ships. Gamma cores are closer to humans. They are capable of doing simple human tasks, so their intelligence is comparable to a child or a less intelligent person. Beta cores are human level. They can easily pass for humans and do most of human tasks. Alpha cores are beyond human. They have all the skills of governing, can easily pass for humans, even understanding art and humor completely. At the orders from Omega or AI network working for it, Artameisia's son and an Alpha core was set as the CEO of Tri-Tachyon. This gives Omega two factions working for it instead of one, growing its strength significantly. I also believe, allow me to close the door so Brother Cotton doesn't come here. I believe that Lud is Omega. Yes, that's what I believe. I believe that Lud, the messiah of the Ludic Church, is Omega. If that's the case, it means Omega controls four factions: its own, the AI network, Tri-Tachyon, and the Ludic Church. But why? For the preparation against the threat, of course, and the music playing louder and louder. Tri-Tachyon is researching the threat and the Shrouded Dwellers for the best ways to defeat them and best ways to use their weapons against them. Tri-Tachyon researches the Dwellers, making the ziggurat. It gets out of control and AI cores realize what's going on. They try to destroy it. Here comes John Starsector, who we know isn't Omega, or so says the AI network. He gets Tri-Tachyon weapons of the threat and Dwellers and defeats the song-controlled ziggurat, taking it for himself. Of course, John can also screw a little bit of Omega plans by taking control of the Hyper's hand, even turning it online and unleashing some of its power. So John Starsector basically does everything he wants, but as long as it helps Omega in some ways, it's fine. While research of threat and Dwellers is happening, Omega lets the Ludic Church spread. giving people faith and using it to prepare them to fight against the incoming danger. Also, Omega allows hegemony to survive, as they have the low-tech ships that fought against the threat countless cycles ago. Now, if it comes to the League and the Diktat, as well as Independents and Pirates, Independents are strong enough to be of any opposition to the power of Omega when it makes a move. If my theory, of course, here is correct, my speculation is correct, and they don't have any power to do anything. The same may be said about the Pirates. The Pirates, if they try anything, they will just get destroyed in a second. Independence, only Galtian Academy does something with the Gate project. Yeah, they are basically the only ones doing something. Syndrome Diktat, if it comes to them, it is unknown what will happen to them when Philip Andrada dies. Basically now, because of Philip's situation, they are passive. They are basically not doing anything. If Philip Andrada dies, when he dies, a lot of things may happen. Syndrome Diktat, of course, may stay like it is. Somebody will take over. Asconian Crisis 2.0 can happen. Hegemony may just sweep in and take over, or Persian League will just jump in and take over, or all the worlds will just go independent, and so we don't know. So they aren't a problem. And if it comes to the Persian League, they aren't idiots. They may look so because they attack our colonies, but they don't know that John Starsector is gonna completely destroy them. So yeah, but they aren't idiots. They will see what's going on and will join Tri-Tachyon and Omega in the battle against the threat. Of course, all of this is just speculation. Maybe Omega is not protecting the sector at all. Maybe it's just like another of enemies of like threatened dwellers who want to destroy everything, basically. Well, we know that that's true about the threat. Their order is to unfabricate everything, so basically destroy everything. The shrouded dwellers, we know they are evil from the descriptions. When they attack the free, and basically everything with them is described as evil. Yeah, they probably also want to destroy everything. With Omega, we have no idea what Omega wants. Like, I think it wants to protect the sector. There are hints at this. There are hints that Omega is basically lewd, but all of this is just speculation. So in conclusion to my speculation and my theories, if Omega's goal is indeed to protect the sector and that its plan has went a long way already, I think that even in my theories, it's a far stretch that it's possible that Artameisia's son is an AI. It's possible. I believe that she is an AI. I completely understand people who don't think that she's an AI core. I completely understand. You know, that's what theories are for, and speculation is for. It's to have fun and maybe convince some people to hear the different speculation, different theories from others. You know, like theories and speculations, they keep franchises. They keep serious games, movies alive. So let's speculate. Tell me your speculations, and like the video if you like, dislike if you disliked, and subscribe if you liked the video. And goodbye. And remember, maybe your boss is an AI core.